Hey you guys, it's Peter, and I'm back. Of course I'm back. I'm not going anywhere. Peace! Peekaboo. I see you because I'm YouTube famous now. Available summer 2023, the album, Dad, Shimmy Shimmy AF. I'm a Barbie girl in a Barbie world. Life's fantastic when you're plastic. Peace! How are you guys doing today? Somebody recommended that I sing that song on my video today. They said, because you know, it's the era of Barbie right now with the new movie that has been released. If you've seen the movie, let me know what you think in the comment section below. I haven't seen it yet. I haven't seen The Little Mermaid. I haven't seen the new Insidious movie. My husband and I have been planning to go see all these movies, and we haven't yet. So, we will, but let me know what you think about the new Barbie movie in the comment section below. I have seen so many variations of reviews. Some people love it, some people hate it, some people think it's good, some people think it's stupid. So anyway, I'm very interested to hear what you have to say in the comment section below. Now today, boys and girls of drama class, we're back. This is no longer, well, I mean, maybe a little bit, drama college of how to read a fool. But today we're back to drama class. So welcome to summer school drama class. And today we're going to play a little bit of a game in drama class, okay? It's a two-part game. The first part of the game is called, Can Peter Monn Make It Through This Drama Video Without Getting Poured On Because There's a thunderstorm that's about to hit Indianapolis. The second part of this game is called, Can Peter Monn Get Through This Drama Video and Stay Calm and Collected Without Getting Very Heated? We're going to see if I can achieve both of those and get an A+, a gold star, as I am. Anyway, how are you guys doing today? Are you having a good day today? Okay, so I have many things to talk about today. I want to talk about the fact that James Charles and Shane Dawson have not changed. And I want to talk about Shane Dawson's new video that he just put out. This life-changing, the craziest video that he's ever done in his entire career on YouTube. I just watched the entire thing at 2 times speed. If I could have watched it at 3 times 5 speed, I would have, trust. But anyway, I just watched the whole video. And I wanted to talk about something that he said on his podcast that I was kind of side-eyed a little bit. But I'm going to be fair and objective. And I also want to talk about James Charles and something that he put on his Instagram that I think is very interesting. That amidst this article coming out in the Cosmopolitan and his you know, new brand coming out, and now people are focusing again on these past allegations, that James Charles thought that it was a good time to put out this picture on his Instagram is very interesting to me. And it kind of makes me think that he's trying to kind of take a cue off of like Jeffree Star from back in the day, when Jeffree Star would stir up a bunch of drama to get people talking about him, so that then that would push people to go buy his products. I don't know that that necessarily works in 2023. I don't believe that it does. I think we've kind of passed that era. We've also probably passed the era where anybody's really that interested in James Charles products. So this is probably, you know, like when you want to come out with your brand, or you want to come out with, you know, a new launch or something like that, you want to do it kind of like when you're on the uprise. You don't really want to do it when people have kind of forgotten about you and people aren't really that interested in you, and the majority of people are sitting there asking, like, why do you even have a career? So I think it's interesting timing that he's choosing to put out this brand now. I think part of it is that he said he's going to do it for so long, and he's like, if I don't do it, then people will wonder, where did my brand go, and all that kind of stuff. So I want to talk about that, because I do think that he's trying to stir up some drama, and I think it's interesting, if that is the case, that he's using these past allegations that he took accountability for, and, you know, posting inappropriate pictures and things like that, or sending inappropriate pictures or whatnot. I think it's interesting that he's kind of using that as kind of a motive to kind of stir up some drama and get attention on him. If that's the case, then James Charles is truly a lot sicker than I think many of us even knew, that he's willing to use all of that as a way to, as a marketing tactic. I think it's really, truly sick, right? So, anyway, I want to get into that in a second, but before I do, okay, and oh, I also want to say, yesterday on my video, I addressed a comment that I got where I was talking about, I don't have the comment pulled up right now. I actually think I deleted the comment from my my pictures. But I also made an apology to her as she did to me on my video, so you can go in there and fact check this. But I was responding to a comment that I got where somebody said something to the effect of, you know, like, if you're friendly with these people, Peter, when I was talking about this YouTuber that had made amends to me and taken responsibility, and I used her as an example of how to appropriately take accountability, they said on that video something to the effect of, like, you can't be friendly with these people and then call out friends of Colleen Ballinger's. I did not realize that the comment was meant in sarcasm. So the person responded to me on my video yesterday and said that they totally meant it in sarcasm and they thought that I would catch that. They also messaged me on Instagram and explained it fully and felt really bad about it. I apologize to them as well for not understanding their sarcasm in the comment, and that all was good and all of that kind of stuff. That being said, because I did want to clear it up, and I told them that I would clear that up, so I want them to know that that's cool, and I understand where they were coming from, and that it was meant to be sarcastic, and I didn't read into the sarcasm and things like that. That being said, that's not the only comment that I've gotten like that, okay? I mean, I've gotten a lot of people that have said, well, you call out this person, or you shout out that person, or you do this, and if you're going to do that, then you're closely aligned with these people, which then, you know, you have no right to call out Colleen Ballinger's friends and things like that. Okay, so I made my stance pretty clear yesterday in my video, and even though I was responding to one specific comment that was meant to be sarcasm, and I didn't realize that at the time, my stance on those kind of comments still stands in what I said in my video yesterday, that you're going to even use that as any kind of comparison, not to that person, but to the other people that have said it to me that were serious about it. I've actually gotten DMs from people about this, and I even received one email where somebody said something to me about this, right? I think I've made it pretty clear that just because I shout somebody, you know, like a lot of people have in their profiles, their Twitter and things like that, that like a follow does not equal that they endorse that person. I don't follow most of the people that I talk about. That's kind of a decision that I made a while ago. I stopped, you know, following Trisha Paytas, Shane Dawson, James Charles, Manny MUA, Laura Lee. I don't follow any of these people, or most of these people anymore. A few of them I do. I stopped following, I think, Tana Mojo and things like that. I just, I didn't have a necessity to do that. Jaclyn Hill blocked me. I can still go in, like I showed in my video that I posted earlier today, and I can still see her Instagram and things like that. So I don't have a necessity to follow those people, but I do believe, especially for drama commentary channels, that when they follow those people, it's so they can see what they're doing, right? Or when it comes up. So a follow doesn't mean that you endorse those people. And just because I shout out somebody or say this is a good example of accountability does not mean that I support and endorse and co-sign everything that they've ever done, right? I made it very, very clear on my channel, and like I said, feel free to go back and fact check this for the last few years. I made it very, very clear that just little Peter Monn over here is staying in his own lane and doing his own thing. That doesn't mean that I don't talk to other YouTubers from time to time, right? But that doesn't also mean that I co-sign everything that they do or that they say. And behind the scenes, you know, I have said like, oh, I don't understand why you said this, or I take issue with why you said that, and they've said the same things to me over the last few years. So, I just wanted to make that very, very clear, and I wanted to make that correction. Okay, so I'm going to talk about James Charles, and I'm going to talk about Shane Dawson in just a second. Before I do, though, I said on my I think in my title, I said something about, this is, well, I haven't decided on my title yet, but I'm going to put something there in also a rant. So I wanted to rant for just a second on here, okay? So I got this message today, and I don't know who this gal is, so I don't care to call her out or whatever, but she messaged me on Facebook, right? And I'm not going to say her name or anything like that, but she said, I suddenly, and I've never interacted with this person before. I was friends with this person on Facebook. I have no idea how, okay? And I have to tell you, up till about 3-4 years ago, anybody, because then I started getting just like rampant friend requests from people that watch my videos, which thank you, I appreciate that, right? But up until then, like, anybody that would friend request me on Facebook, I typically accepted, because I was like, I must know them somehow or whatever. I don't do that anymore. Today, I only accept friend requests from people that I actually know in my real life, and I have to, like, have had some kind of relationship with them. But even to this day, like when I roll through my Facebook, like I was joking with my husband about this a while ago. I was like, I don't even know like 95% of the people that I'm friends with on Facebook. I don't. And I rarely get on Facebook. The only time I ever get on Facebook is to engage with my True Crime Book Club, or to look at my True Crime Book Club that I run with my good Judy Mel. Hey Mel. And Mel actually runs the Facebook, so I don't really interact a whole lot with that. And the other thing is to like kind of read some things on the Vloggerinos group, which which is the page that I don't run. I don't have anything to do with it. There are moderators for that whole group. They just asked me if they could start it, and I said yes. And I don't even go over there maybe like once every third or fourth day, right? So those are really the only times I ever go on Facebook. I don't love Facebook. I have friends of mine that like, Tanya Jean, I'm calling you out, that cannot get off the Facebook or the Facebook Marketplace. But let me just give you guys a little bit of a rant, okay? So this gal reaches out to me and she says, I suddenly realized I have you as a friend, but I don't know you. Can you tell me who you are? And I read this message, and I wasn't going to respond, okay? Because I don't typically respond to this kind of stuff, because I'm just like, I don't know if this is like a troll or a hater or whatever, right? So I went to their profile picture, or their profile, and we were friends, and we had something like 46 friends in common, and they were all people that, like, when I used to go out downtown in Indianapolis with my husband, it was all people that were part of that whole group that we were all friends with, right? And so then, I don't respond to her, and like an hour goes by or something, and she messages me, and she goes, can you talk? Okay, y'all have too much time on your hands to be messaging people that you do not know on Facebook and asking them who they are and as you're friends with them. I mean, this gal probably friended me, because I can tell you I don't know her, and I don't friend people, or I haven't friend requested somebody on Facebook. I don't even know. It's probably been 4 or 5 years, okay? I don't friend request people that I don't know, and I don't know who this person is, okay? So, no, I don't want to talk to you or anything like that. And I messaged her back, because I'm trying to give her some kind of response, right? And just so she'll leave me alone. And this is kind of like, I mean, this is not the first time I've dealt with this. Like, I've dealt with this many, many times, okay? This just craziness. Like, for example, people, anyway, it doesn't matter. We'll get into that on another rant video. I said, you can unfriend me. I said, it's fine. I don't know you either. I have absolutely no idea how we're friends on here, okay? And she says, no, for a long time, I wasn't logged into Facebook. I was just asking who you were. But then I realized we had 46 mutual friends, so I assumed we knew each other. Well, girl, don't you think you would know me if you like, I mean, if you looked at my picture and you realized, I mean, you're friends with my husband as well, don't you think you'd be like, oh, that's Peter and Alex. Like, I know them from back in the day, okay? So then I'm like, okay, I think that maybe her Facebook has been hacked or something like that. And then she said, most of my friends are in this certain industry, which I have no part of this industry whatsoever, right? And she lives in a different city, and she has, like, and her Facebook, which is active as of today, is showing, like, videos of her and stuff like that, right? Okay. I said, it looks like all the people we know are from going out downtown back in the day. It's really not that deep. Just unfriend me, okay? And I said, which you would know by a simple glance of looking at our friends, because... You know, like, here's the thing. When somebody friend requests me and I look at their friends, and let's say if we have, like, 40 mutual friends or 30 mutual friends, right? Like, I can immediately, I mean, you guys do the same thing, right? Okay, so I can immediately see that it's all people that I know from recovery. And I'm like, oh, this is somebody probably from recovery. I still don't know them, okay? But all these friends in common, or maybe we met at a meeting or something like that. It's kind of like that, you know? Or if it's like all the friends are people from high school, I'm like, oh, this is somebody I must have gone to high school with. All of the people that she and I have as in common are people that we used to hang out with downtown 10, 12 years ago, 14 years ago, when I used to actually go out, which I haven't in forever, right? So she said, we might have met somewhere, haha. I'm like, what is going on here? Can you just, I told you to unfriend me. Like, you don't know who I am. You want to talk. What is going on here? What city are you in? And I'm like, well, you can see that on my profile. It says on my profile that I live in Indianapolis, Indiana. And so, like, I responded again and said, you would know all this by looking at my profile, and you would also know how we know each other from the friends, which you would know, again, by a quick glance. Where did you see that? You tell me. Girl, I so quickly unfriended her. I was like, listen, I am so done with this. Y'all, you have two, I thought she was maybe hacked, but apparently she's not, because like up till like an hour ago, she was posting videos prancing around in her apartment in a bikini. I'm like, I don't know who you are. Okay, I don't know where you are. It's like in the, what's that movie? Coal Miner's Daughter. I love that movie so much, when she goes out there with Patsy Cline after they've been singing, you know, and she grabs that woman out of the car that's kissing on her husband, and the woman goes, you don't know who I am. And she goes, I may not know who you are, but I know what you are. If you want to keep that hand, you better get it off my husband. I'm like, y'all have too much time to be up on the Facebook messaging people, okay? You need to go find something. You need to go find a hobby, okay? You need to start crocheting or collecting stamps or something. Y'all have too much damn time on your hands. That's my rant for the day, okay? too much time on your hands. I don't know you, and I blocked you, so there, or I unfriended you, so there. You don't have to worry about how you know me anymore, okay? So anyway, fart sounds. So let's get into this whole James Charles and Shane Dawson thing. Now, I have to tell you, you know, the times kind of like sway, you know, back and forth. So, you know, back in the day, it was like when Shane Dawson and Jeffree Star came out with the grandest palette that had ever graced the face of the earth, and I called it a cash grab. I literally got people that were like in my comment sections like so upset, and they were like, Peter, I am so disappointed in you. Shane Dawson is the nicest person in the entire world. He doesn't care about money. Why would you say this? Blah, 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 blah. I'm so disappointed in you. I'm sorry, but I have to unsubscribe to you and all this kind of stuff. I'm like, okay, whatever, right? So then, you know, everybody in the world, then they called it a cash grab. Peter called it a cash grab, and then everybody was disappointed in me, but then everybody else calls it a cash grab, and apparently it's a cash grab, okay? Do I have a resentment about this? Maybe a small resentment that I need to work on and let go of, okay? Probably, you're right about that. But the times kind of, you know, go back and forth. And so, whenever I talk about Shane Dawson in a video, I always get like a backlash from people that love Shane Dawson and whatever, okay? That can kind of excuse everything that happened in his past and the cancellations and all that kind of stuff. So, I'm going to try to go into this and be very, very fair, all right? So, let me kind of explain to you what happened in the last week with Shane Dawson, okay? To show to you that I do not believe that Shane Dawson has changed, all right? So, Shane Dawson put up on his community tab, hold on a second, where is it at? I've got all the screenshots right here. He put up on his community tab 13 days ago, editing a new main channel video. This might be the craziest thing I've ever filmed in my 20 years on YouTube. Ha 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 ha. Get ready. It's a journey, okay? Craziest thing. Now, he always says this about every video that he posts on his Shane channel. This is on his main channel, his Shane channel. He always says this, okay? Proof that he hasn't changed. Every video that he comes out with on that channel is this might be the craziest video that I have ever filmed on my Shane channel, okay? And I'm like, what is this going to be? Like, people love your conspiracy videos. I grant it that they're interesting to watch sometimes. Okay, so maybe this is a conspiracy video. But you did a 26-part series about Jeffree Star and the secrets of the beauty industry. That wasn't the craziest series that you did. You called, you looked into whether or not Jake Paul was a sociopath. That's not the craziest series that you ever did. You talked to Tana Mojo about TanaCon and how she screwed that up so bad. That wasn't the craziest video that you've ever did. What could this video possibly be? If this is truly, in your mind, the craziest video that you've ever done, okay? Because that's what he always says to hype up his videos, which I think is really sad. That you, I mean, listen, I am not getting anywhere near the views that Shane Dawson does in his videos, okay? And I never say, you guys better strap yourselves in. This is a video that you have never seen before, okay? I never say that kind of crap. I just upload my videos. Hell, I don't even post them on the Twitter anymore, okay? I just post my videos and go on with my day. But you got to market this video. So are you so worried that nobody's going to watch your lame video? Okay, that you got to like make it out to be that this is the crazy, get everybody all worried about it. Then 2 days before, you're like, you guys, get ready. It's about to come. 1 day before, y'all, it's coming out tomorrow at 2 o'clock, 5 o'clock Indianapolis time. It's coming. Are you ready? Okay, well, I was ready for it. So I watched this 50-some minute video, okay? Like I said, at 2 times speed. If I could watch it at 5 times speed, I would have. It was a total bore-ass, okay? Now, like I said, I'm going to be fair and objective about this. So for those of you out there that love Shane Dawson, you'll love this video, okay? To me, it was boring, number one. Number two, the content was boring. I think he's ran out of ideas. I think Shane has ran out of ideas. His podcast does very well, but we're going to talk about his podcast in a second because he said something on his podcast the other day that I don't necessarily know is problematic or anything like that, but again, I side-eyed and I was kind of like, another example that Shane Dawson hasn't changed because he doesn't think there's anything wrong with his humor, okay? But here's what it is for me. So here's the video, okay? The video is, it's Shane's birthday, around his birthday. Happy birthday, Shane. Congratulations on turning 35. You're almost, you know, a grown adult at this point. Your jokes are still that of a 12-year-old making vagina jokes, okay? In your video, you're a 35-year-old grown man making vagina jokes. Anyway, so he does this video. The beginning of it is he shows this bounce house that he got. That's where the vagina joke is. He makes a couple other inappropriate jokes in there. Not necessarily like hard-hitting inappropriate jokes, but just kind of like cringe jokes that you're like, seriously, like this is your level of sense of humor. I will tell you the one thing that I take issue with is, and I know that a lot of people are going to be like, seriously, Peter, like this bothers you? Yeah, it kind of does, honestly. Now you have to remember, I met the man, okay? I spent several hours with the man. Who you see Shane Dawson is in video, where he's like prancing around and doing this kind of stuff and whatever, that is not who he is. When he's like and does all this kind of stuff, like that is not who he is in person at all. That is 100% for the camera. That is a character, okay? When you meet with him, you are meeting with a grown adult that is talking business, that is asking about other channels that he has watched, that is on and on and on, okay? He is a grown adult when you talk to him in person. Who you see on video is completely 100% a character. And when it is so, I mean, anytime, like even in videos where he and Rylan are sitting next to each other, and Rylan will say something like out of the slip of his tongue, he'll say something like as a gay couple, and Shane corrects him quickly and say, well, I'm bisexual, because he wants the world to know that he's not gay, he's bisexual, which I don't know what that is. Okay, yes, we know that you're bisexual, Shane, okay? I respect that greatly. More power to you, whatever, okay? I don't know if that is like internalized homophobia or something, that you have to make that very, very clear to everybody and every time that it is ever said. Okay, we respect you for being bisexual, all right? You're still a member of the LGBTQIA plus community. I respect you as such, okay? You don't need to correct somebody every single time they say it, especially when it's your husband, all right? But for me, what's a little off-putting is when he does this kind of joking, effeminate behavior, that is kind of, to me, what reminds me of when straight guys, when I was growing up, would make fun of my effeminate behaviors, and they would do this prancing around kind of thing, or flip their hands, or talk with a lisp, or things like that. And he does that in his video, and it very much reminds me of people that made fun of me when I was growing up in high school. Like I said, we were going to try to get through this video and not get heated. So I don't know what that's about, okay? I don't know that if Shane Dawson has some shame associated with all of this or whatever, okay? And I'm not going to speculate about all that. I don't really know, okay? But the fact of the matter is, I don't personally find that funny, okay? Now, apparently everybody else does because they all laugh in his videos about it, okay? Everybody that's in his videos, they think it's real funny, which is interesting to me when I watch it because, like I said, when you meet him in person, and Rylan was there, and Andrew was there, and Garrett was there, and all of them were there, right? Like, they didn't seem put off by the fact that Shane was, you know, drinking a cocktail and acting like an adult and having a very adult conversation with no jokes whatsoever, okay? So, for me, that would mean that they believe that that's who he is as a person. So, they know that this is a character behind the scenes. I don't know. It's just interesting to me. So, this whole video is about how he goes in and he wanted to buy these cakes, okay? And he cites other people. One was Trixie Mattel that had a cake made. It's like a life-size cake. It's really like a bust is what it is, okay? It reminds me back in the day, I wanted that Farrah Fawcett bust so bad that you do her hair and makeup. Oh my God, I wanted that so bad back in the day. So anyway, they had a Cher one too, that this girl, when I was in kindergarten, this is a true story. I've shared this in my vlog before. This girl that I went to high school with, her dad was actually a pacer, but I won't say her name. But didn't go to high school with her. I went to kindergarten with her. And she had the Cher bust, and I wanted to play with it so bad. And during nap time in kindergarten, was it a Cher Barbie or was it a Cher bust? I can't remember. I mean, it's been like, at this point, you know, 48 years or something, 46 years or something like that. But anyway, so during nap time, my teacher went to her and said, because she knew that I was real interested in it, she said, Peter really wants to play with it. Do you mind if he plays with it during nap time? And the girl was like, no, not at all. And so the teacher took me, this is a decent teacher, okay? She took me into the behind the scenes of where the naps are all occurring, whatever, you know, like in the other part of the room. And she let me play with this. I was so happy and so excited. So anyway, okay. So, so Shane goes in and he orders all these cakes. They're like $1,000, $500. Everybody in the video is like, oh my God, you spent $1,000 on this cake. Yeah, $1,000 is a lot of money for this cake, but he's going to write off all these cakes, okay? Because the video has, I don't know, 6 or 7 cakes that he spent $500 to $1,000. He's going to write them all off. The video, I mean, which, okay, that's fine because they were supplies for the video. He can do that, okay? As a YouTuber, you know, I mean, if I bought this, which I didn't, I was gifted this, but if I bought this, I could use use this as a write-off because I use it in my video. So he can write those cakes off. It's not like he doesn't know that, okay? Like, let's all simmer down a little bit about the expense of these cakes. He could have bought a $10,000 cake and still written it off, right? As supplies. That's part of what you can do when you talk about, like, expenses of taxes, right? Okay. So the video is him unveiling these cakes that he ordered that were like life-size busts of him, none of which looked anything that I thought like Shane whatsoever. I didn't think not one of them looked like Shane Dawson, okay? And they kind of don't really either. I mean, like so at the end of it, he has cakes made of Morgan and Ryland, which they really don't look like Morgan at all, okay? And she makes fun of it and all this kind of stuff. I mean, they kind of make fun of the cakes. And like I said, if you're a Shane Dawson super fan or a fan of Shane Dawson, you're going to like this video. But is it the craziest video that I've ever seen from Shane Dawson? No. Is it in the top 100 craziest videos I've seen from Shane Dawson? Absolutely not, okay? So the fact that you call every video the craziest video that you've ever done, I mean, why are you marketing it like that? To get people hyped up to go watch this video? Girl, seriously? Do you not stand behind your work enough that you can just throw up this video, which is called, hold on a second, the video is called something about bakers, that he hires these bakers. I paid bakers $1,000 each to bake my face, okay? And he goes and shows the cakes. If you're a fan of Shane Dawson, it's a cute video. You'll like it. I thought it was cringe, parts of it, okay? And I don't enjoy his content. But if you're a fan of Shane Dawson, you're going to like the video. But you don't have to hype it up to something that it's not. Just stand behind your work. Most of his videos get the same amount of views anyway. He still does okay. No, he's not getting 13 and 20 million views a video, but why would you over a video where you hire people to make cakes for you? Those days of YouTube, whether you're Shane Dawson or anybody, are over, okay? Like, nobody's really pulling those kind of views anymore unless you're like a super popular YouTuber. And he went through a major cancellation and doesn't really want to talk about it except for making jokes, like he did in this video where he goes, well, I made some inappropriate jokes, and he makes a joke about it. Okay, well, let's talk about an inappropriate joke. So, I'm looking on his community tab the other day, and he puts up these pictures, right? And here are the pictures right here. Here's that picture. And then the other picture is this. Very serious, okay? And he says in here, something new coming soon. In the meantime, new video. And he links it to a video on his Shane 2 channel, which is a podcast. And I'm watching this, and I'm thinking, oh, it's like, I mean, look at this. If you saw this, you would think Shane Dawson's about to come out and talk about something, right? Well, first of all, that picture is not from his newest video, and it's not from his podcast. So I don't know what that picture is from, but he obviously wanted somebody to think that he was going to do a real serious video to yet again get everybody hyped up about it, okay? So I go in, and I'm watching this podcast, and the podcast is called Pop Culture Conspiracy Theories and Our Big Life Update, okay? And this is from like 2 weeks ago. And so I'm watching it, and he's talking about how there's this like AI app or something like that you can tell them to put anything in there that you want, right? And it will come up with a picture of it. And he uses an example of like beans coming out of a cash machine, and he uses another example, right? Well, they're all dressed up like Animal Crossing. They're doing like cosplay of like Animal Crossing characters, right? Okay, so he comes up with this, and in there, like, so, what do you call it? Chris comes up and wants to do something like, gay bears having a fight or whatever, okay? Shane Dawson, this is what he came up with, alright? This is where, to me, Shane Dawson, like, if I were Shane Dawson, and I had gone through the cancellation that he had gone through for the inappropriate jokes that he had made, this is such evidence to me that he hasn't changed at all because he has no edit button whatsoever. Okay, Shane Dawson, what he puts into this IA machine is, as a character from, he uses 2 characters from Animal Crossing. He puts in there, hold on a second, Tom Nook, who's the character that he is, skull effing Isabel, or Isabella. And I'm like, is that where your mind goes to? You can come up with any AI in the entire world, okay? You could come up with Shane and Ryland in a camper. You could come up with Shane and Ryland with twins. You could come up with anything in the world, and where your mind goes to is Tom Nook skull effing Isabella. That's where your mind goes to. And people think that he's worked on himself and he has an edit button. Okay, well, I don't, personally, okay? I think... helicopters going overhead trying to silence me against my truths of the world. And I know, listen, I know, like, a lot of people are going to be like, that's, like, such a reach and blah, 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 whatever. It might be, okay? But for me, it's just like when I was watching it, I was like, Shane, like, seriously, like, do you ever learn, like, your jokes, A, are not funny, and they're cringe, and you're a 35-year-old man now, okay? You're closer to 40 than you are to... It stopped. You're closer to 40 than you are to 20, and you're still making jokes that middle school kids make, okay? Probably not even middle school kids. And I'm like, and you think that this humor is funny because, I don't know, like, for me, maybe not inappropriate, but cringeworthy at best, especially when you are so bent out of shape over this cancellation of making poor jokes in the past that were misunderstood, and yet you're continuing to make these same inappropriate jokes. And, like, I'm a believer that when you know better, you do better, right? So, if you don't want to be canceled again, why don't you just steer clear of the inappropriate sexual jokes, or the jokes that could be, by some people, I can tell you out there right now, that if I took a poll of people out there on the street, yes, probably 50% would say there's nothing wrong with that joke, it's whatever. Who told it? A 16-year-old? And then there'd be another 50% that would say, I think that's really inappropriate. I think it's highly offensive, right? So if you were Shane Dawson, don't you think that you would want to kind of steer clear of that kind of humor? And think that, okay, I gotta stay away from this because these are the things that people said about me in the past, but apparently it's okay. I'm gonna continue to make these jokes. I don't know. It just, to me, it shows not a lot of growth or change, you know? I don't know what's going on in those therapy sessions, but are you bringing to them the things that people said to you about your past? Are you bringing to your therapist that you say that you go to therapy? Are you saying to them, because, you know, about like, well, you know, people said I had inappropriate humor in the past and whatever, and like, I don't really think it's inappropriate. Maybe I need to take a look at it. Maybe you need to take a look at it so that you don't get canceled again. This is where people come for me and they say, well, Peter, you know, you are always so hardcore on these people, blah, 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 whatever, okay? If you are a fan of Shane Dawson's, you would be in his comment section saying, Shane, I think you need to be very, very careful. I care about you. I'm a fan of yours. I don't want you to get canceled again. You're kind of starting to inch into the area of inappropriate jokes again, and I just want you to be aware of that because I don't want you to get canceled again. Right? But no, his fans don't say that. His fans excuse it away. And then if Shane Dawson has a huge cancellation again, you guys will be like, well, he doesn't deserve to be canceled. If you really cared about Shane Dawson, what you would do is, you would say, hey, maybe you need to hit the edit button. Maybe you need to kind of watch some of these jokes. Because for you, maybe it's funny, haha, maybe for the people around you. But for some people watching this that love your content but don't necessarily have the same sense of humor as you, it's a little off-putting, okay? So that's all I'm saying. Now let's talk about James Charles. Okay, so James Charles, and I'm not going to show this picture in here. Here, I'll just like throw it up real quick. James Charles did this, this post on his Instagram, hold on a second, on Saturday, and he posted it and it says, happy Saturday, and he shows these pictures, and the picture is like him shopping at like this market, and then he's doing like this thing where they're like throwing around, I don't know, like balloons or something, him hitting it. This is, hold on a second, Alexis Oakley, and they're like demolishing stuff, and then he shows himself in like a hoodie and then all this kind of stuff, and then he shows himself shirtless with a bottle of sriracha. Girls, don't nobody want to see that, okay? Then he shows this picture. I'm just going to throw this up here real quick, okay? He shows this picture of himself, and he's going like this. Okay, and in the background, he's got himself like he's in a mirror, and he's got this thong on, right? Showing his BBL that he apparently did not get. And he's got this thong on, pulled all the way up, okay? And he's posting a picture that you can almost see his entire ASS, alright? Okay, so you are currently being called out for this horrible article in the Cosmopolitan where Gabrielle Bluestone handed you a redemption arc and a defense against these allegations from the past where she left out pertinent information, okay? And people are now calling you out again about these allegations, and people are further closely looking at it, okay? Where you were having inappropriate conversations with minors and asking them for pictures and things like that, okay? And you as well have been called out for very similar things. And during the middle of all of this, you think it's a smart choice to show a full picture of your ASS in a thong? You think that's a smart move, James Charles, okay? right on the heels of you having a birthday cake that says, and you did it at your birthday at my birthday party that your friend bought for you. Oh, and your good Judy Daniel Prada. Let's see if Daniel Prada still follows him. Hold on a second on Instagram. Hold on a second. Let's see if he follows Daniel Prada real quick. Hold on a second. Daniel Prada. Yep, he still follows Daniel Prada. Does Daniel Prada still follow him? Hold on a second. Following. Hold on a second. James Charles. Yep, he still follows James Charles. So, interestingly enough, your good Judy Daniel Prada, who thought that was real funny, so he posted it on his Instagram account. So, the MO is that you're making jokes now and bringing attention to the allegations that almost ruined your career years ago. Okay. So we can make fun of that too, right? We can make fun of what a ridiculous joke you are and how you don't take any responsibility for it. And we can continue to talk about it. So when you want to have an article titled, "Please Uncancel Me," okay, this is why you don't deserve to get uncanceled, okay? If you ever were to begin with, because you still have a pretty thriving career, that what you are holding on to right now, that will probably pay for the next 30 years of your life, I don't know that I would be so willing to hand that over by making a joke at the expense of maybe getting some marketing for your new brand, okay? Which is not an original idea. So maybe you need to actually show that you've changed, okay? And show people that you're different than who you were back then in the video called Holding Myself Accountable that you actually deleted and took down. And your other video called Having an Open Conversation, which you reiterated everything that you said in your Holding Myself Accountable video and how there was nothing right about what you did, okay? And that it shouldn't be joked about and referred to as a scandal because it was too serious, that now you are making a joke about all these years later, okay? You said that in your video, that it wasn't funny. It shouldn't be referred to as a scandal. It was too serious. Now you are the one that is making jokes about it. You're the one posting pictures like this on your Instagram. You're the one holding up a birthday cake at your birthday saying, and you did it at my birthday party or my birthday dinner, okay? You're the one that is making a spectacle and a joke about all this. You, James Charles, not anybody else, you. So don't think that you don't have a right to get called out about this stuff if you're going to continue to act this way. What I don't understand about these people is why they wouldn't want to prove the opposite. Why they wouldn't want to prove that they really have changed as people. Why they wouldn't want to come out and be able to say in a video 2 to 3, 4 years later, look you guys, I'm not in people's DMs, which he admitted in the article that he still is. You guys, I am not throwing up pictures like this back in the day. I'm take full accountability for my actions of the past, and I'm not holding up a birthday cake that I think is funny about allegations that were brought towards me. Whether those people retracted their statements or not, it still isn't funny. Those allegations were very, very serious, and many of those allegations still stand, and those people stand behind those allegations. And I want to prove to you that I've changed as a person. So no, I'm not in DMs of people. I'm not using social media apps as dating apps. I don't think this situation is funny, and I've grown as a human being, as a person from it. Why don't these people want to change and show that? Why do they want to continue to make the same jokes and show that that got them canceled, and they want to continue to do the same things? What that proves to me is you haven't changed. You know? Why wouldn't you want to show that to your audience? That would garner you even more of an audience. That would garner you even more of a following, and people would be like, wow, James Charles really has changed. Shane Dawson really has changed. This person really has changed. That person really has changed. And you know what? As a result of them changing and demonstrating that they've changed, like somebody said in my video yesterday, walking the walk, and they cited James Charles as an example. Show me where James Charles has walked the walk, please. Show me where James Charles didn't just come out with an Holding Myself accountability video, took that video down, never spoke of it again, and then, except for in his open conversation video where he reiterated everything, then took the other video down, okay? Then held up a birthday cake and is now doing the same things and came out in an article where he talked about how he is dating in DMs. How is that walking the walk? Can somebody please explain that to me? I want the best for these people. I really do. And I want the best for the people that they've hurt as well, okay? And the answer to both of those is taking accountability and growing as a human being. And if you did that, it would not only help you as a person, it would not only help the people that you've hurt, but it would also help your career. I'm giving you some very valuable free advice. These jokes, this F you attitude that I'm going to do whatever I want to do is not going to fare well for you in the long run, trust me. Anyway, let me know what you think about all of that in the comment section below. I love you guys, and I'll see you tomorrow. Bye.